What is up, everybody? Welcome back to yet another video here inside of the nerdy realm in the multiverse. Today we will be going over chapter 3 of the book of Boba Fett series, The Streets of Mos Espa. We got some nice action in this episode and a pretty cool introduction as well, and a great setup for what's to come. But other than that, this is by far my least favorite episode so far. I thought that some parts were really weird and some didn't fit very well. This episode was definitely a setup episode, which I do appreciate, but it's still my least favorite episode so far, and I do not like to nitpick things, so let's get moved on. Overall though, I would probably give this a 7 out of 10 if I had to rate it. Now, before we begin breaking the episode down, I do want to say that I really want to see a more action-packed Boba Fett. I feel like from the start of the series up to now, he has been way too nice, especially for an ex-terrifying bounty hunter, now turned to a crime lord. The first quarter of this episode is in the present day, as is the majority of the episode. We get some mentions about when Bib Fortuna ruled as daimyo, and how it supposedly was downgraded when Boba showed up and took the title as daimyo. We see Boba start recruiting new people into his cause, or you could say his army, as he recruits a small group of teenagers with cybernetic additions to their bodies. Now, these guys and their super slow speeders do not fit in the series with me or on Tatooine, in my opinion, other than the female that it seemed to focus more on. They would fit better if it was a series taking place on Krrsantan. We then go back into the flashbacks. This may be the last bit of the flashbacks for the series or for a while, as we see Boba and the Pikes working out a deal where the Pike reveals that the Nikto biker gang has taken the protection payments of what the Tuskens of Tatooine were promised. While Boba is in Mos Espa meeting with the Pikes, we can see Peli and the droids from the Mandalorian in the background. Boba says that the Pikes will no longer hear from the Nikto biker gang as he returns to the Tusken camp, where sadly it is revealed that the camp has been wiped out. Everybody, even the chief, by the biker gang. However, the female Tusken that trained Boba with the gaffy stick was not seen in the tragedy. This most likely means that she is still alive. The deaths of the tribe will most likely bring a vengeance arc to Boba and the series. At least I hope it does. Boba wakes up in the bacta tank, taking us out of the flashbacks as he is pulled out of the tank and mauled around by Black Krrsantan. Boba tries using his gaffy stick on him, and it seemingly doesn't affect Black Krrsantan whatsoever. He ends up getting somewhat saved by the cybernetic teenagers before Krrsantan starts mauling them around, as their attacks also don't really do anything to him either. BK also takes down the Gamorrean guards. If it was not for Fennec knocking him into the Rancor pit, I think he would have ended up really going down his comic book path and taking his gladiator side and beating all of them. But this wasn't the case, and I am okay with that, as he wasn't killed and we could see him again later. Although I do wish that it went the comic route and we got to at least see BK take a few people out of the picture. The Hutt twins end up coming to the palace and making their peace with Boba for now, as they pay tribute to Boba with letting him keep Krrsantan and giving him a Rancor, and his trainer is played by Danny Trejo, a very well-known actor. Boba says that he wants to learn how to ride the Rancor. This is going to lead into some amazing scenes, I can tell. Boba ends up letting Krrsantan go, as Krrsantan weirdly runs off like he needed to hit the restroom really badly. I wish he would have stayed and joined the group, but this is still possible as he's still stuck on Tatooine. I hope he comes back. The Hutts say that they are leaving and going back to Hutta, as they are seemingly afraid of another syndicate. This is obviously pointing towards becomes the Crimson Dawn, which the mayor and the Pike Syndicate seem to be working for. Trejo's character mentions the Witches of Dathomir, which are the Night Sisters that we see in the Clone Wars series. These witches are led by their mother, Mother Talzin, who is also the mother of Darth Maul. Boba and Fennec go to the mayor's office to confront him. He is not there, but his assistant is. This was my least favorite part of the episode, as the speeder chase felt so slow, and Boba could have easily just used his jetpack to catch up to the mayor's assistant. But other than that, his assistant reveals that the mayor is working with the Pikes. The episode ends with a large transport ship landing in Mos Espa, as a bunch of random people get out before a very big group of the Pikes get out of the transport. One of the cyborg teenagers reports their arrival to Boba and Fennec. Fennec tells Boba that this is only the first wave and that they are going to war. Boba responds and tells her, "We will be ready," and it cuts off there. I liked the ending, to be fair, and it is a pretty good cliffhanger. That's really about it for breaking down this episode, but we are not done talking about it. Let's talk a little about the future of this series and where I hope to see it go and what I think we will see. So to start off, to go to war with the Pike Syndicate and most likely their entire organization being the Crimson Dawn, Boba is going to need some serious help. The 2 Gamorrean guards and a small group of cyborg teenagers is not going to be enough to fight off a force that seemingly scared the Hutts off of the planet. This makes me think that we will see the return of Krrsantan, or at least I hope so. I would definitely hire him myself if he was capable of breaking into the palace and taking on all of the guards and Boba at the same time by himself. I think we could definitely see some other bounty hunters take up arms with Boba, such as Bossk, as they do have a lot of history together, as Bossk seemingly helped raise Boba after Jango's death. This could cause some friction between the group, as Krrsantan and Bossk could have a rivalry, maybe a competition to see who is better as they fight off waves of the Pike Syndicate. I really want to see the Clone Wars bounty hunter Embo, as he is my #1 favorite bounty hunter in Star Wars. Now, with the Pike Syndicate, there will be the Crimson Dawn. We know this and we have seen it, whether it was in Solo or in the Clone Wars. Maul is the one who formed the Crimson Dawn, but now that he is dead at this point in time, it most likely means that Qi'ra has taken his place as a leader. From what I have heard and the speculation that I have, I definitely think that this is all leading to the appearance of Qi'ra. There have been reports of this and reports of Cad Bane showing up in the series. Bane is the type of bounty hunter to take the side of whoever is paying the most credits, which would be Qi'ra in this situation. So I think if he is in this series, he will be a villain and another rival to Boba, as he was in a deleted scene in the Clone Wars animated series, as Boba's dent in his helmet comes from Cad Bane himself. Now to talk about the Hutts fleeing Tatooine in fear. This is very unusual for Hutts to do. Yes, it is the Crimson Dawn, but the Hutts are also very powerful when it comes to their influence on the criminal world. The Hutts are also very snaky and two-faced. This leads me to believe that they are leaving and going back to Hutta to wait out the war between the Pike Syndicate and Boba Fett, to then come back when it is over and when the victor of the war is weaker than they were, to try and take over once again. But this could ultimately not happen. We will have to wait and find out. I do think that the last few episodes of the series will really ramp up after this one. It has also been revealed that one of the last 3 episodes is directed and written by Dave Filoni, the creator of the Clone Wars animated series. Last time he directed something for the Mandalorian series, it was the first live-action appearance of Ahsoka. I do think that with an episode being directed and written by Filoni, this could mean that we could get a huge appearance of someone that was from a series that he worked on and created, whether it's Clone Wars or Rebels. I have seen a lot of people in the community touch on this and bring in some speculation on who could show up in a Filoni directed episode. The main ones are Ahsoka, Filoni's greatest creation as people say, Hondo Ohnaka, the beloved pirate who was introduced introduced in the Clone Wars series, or Grand Admiral Thrawn, who was supposed to be the Thanos of all of these live action series that is being called the Filoniverse. I do also think that it could just be a few appearances of a Clone Wars bounty hunter or a few bounty hunters from the Clone Wars, but that's mainly just a part of me that really wants to see Embo in live action. That's about it for the discussion of the third episode of the Book of Boba Fett. Overall, I really liked it and I thought it was fun, but my least favorite of the three so far. I think the fourth and the others after will really take it up a few notches, as the story is beginning to come into a full circle as we head into the main conflict. Let me know your thoughts on this episode and what you think we will be seeing next week in the comments below. Feel free to check out our Book of Boba Fett inspired clothing on our site in the description down below. It is greatly appreciated. As always, thank you all for watching. If you are feeling extra nerdy today, don't forget to hit the like button and smash the subscribe button with notifications turned on to help support the channel here and to get more nerdy content from us. We will see you all the next time that we go through and explore the nerdy multiverse.